Hey guys, welcome back to Linda's Resin Room. I've got some resin in the debubbler, so kind of overlook that if you can hear it. Let me tell you what happened. My phone crashed. So I'm going on a cruise the 2nd, and I've been trying to make up enough videos to where one could post every day for you guys. But my phone, I had backed it up. It had to be a factory reset, and I lost everything. So I'm trying to make up enough videos that I can still do that. I've got a week, because today is Thursday, the 24th, and I'm leaving next Friday, the 2nd. So what we're going to do is I got this at the Dollar General. It's just a little wooden charcuterie board. I've got 60 gram of resin measured out. I'm going to take this pink, and I'm just going to use a little of this. It's a pink paste. I think I got this off of Temu. And I'm just going to mix this in. We're going to do a thin pink layer, put temporary tattoos over it, and then put a clear layer on top of that. And that is all we're going to do. And this is going to look really pretty. I've already done a blue one, but I lost the video. So we're going to do a pink one also, which I was planning on doing anyways. So, alright, I think this is a really pretty baby pink. It's a thin pigment paste, so it mixes up pretty good. If there's something down in there that I gotta get out, if I can find it. I may have to get it when I pour the resin, because I've lost it. I just want to mix this up really well. Get me a paper towel there. Alright guys, give me just a second. I'm going to switch out these resins in my debubbler. I mixed up 16 ounces because I'm doing another project. Alright, give me just a second. I have the Resiners Pro bubble remover, and it works awesome because it fits these huge cups in here, and it will also fit like 3 smaller cups at one time, and it does great getting the bubbles out. That was about 7 minutes. Different resins take different amounts of time. The Let's Resin brand, which there is a bunch of discount links in the description for multiple different companies. There's a link for Let's Resin 10% off, and also the Resiners, there's a link and a code where you can get 10% off. Okay, there's that thing. You guys see that now? I don't know what that is. Did I get it? Yeah, got it. Okay, this is mixed up. Just going to pour a little bit out here. And this usually doesn't take much. Just going to push it to the edges. I just want a thin layer because we're going to layer this up. I'm going to put some more in here. I don't want any gaps or holes. Let's put a little bit more. I don't know why, but this pink reminds me of, y'all can tell I'm in the medical field when I say this, the cherry milk of magnesia. And it just makes my stomach turn. Okay. Get the next one. I seen someone on YouTube or Instagram one doing a tray, and they did a little water, like the ocean, with waves. But they only did half of the wing. They didn't fill the whole thing up. Now me, that would have driven me crazy. I would have had to put a clear layer or something on it to seal the whole thing even. My OCD wouldn't allow it. Okay. Let's see if that will cover all those areas. I think it needs just a little bit more down here. Okay. These bottom ones I think used a little bit more. They're a little bigger. That's why I mixed up 2 ounces or 60 grams, because I knew that this would hold it. And I'll show you guys a picture of the blue one too, after I get this filled up. I should have made that darker. I can still see the little design through it, but your tattoo will cover that over too. Almost. This should be cured by the time I get off work today, that I can do the second part of this video. And hopefully this video will be ready for you guys to see tomorrow. We got a little bit left. So let's add a little glitter and fill up a balloon doggy. I love these little balloon doggies. And I finally got me some pink glitter. I had ran out and was out for a while. But I did finally get some. This is chunky. And I'm letting it fly everywhere. A little spoon here. And you guys know I did a lot of glitter so I don't have to add glue, and that way it doesn't sink. Glue works. I just would rather do it this way. Make it into a paste like. And if this doesn't fill it all the way up, then we will fill it up when we do the clear layer with a solid color. Now you do got to get this down into his nose. So we will put this in here. We got to get it in his tail. So we're going to have to do some squeezing on this little thing. You see a bubble came out. Alright. Let's just squeeze this. Get those bubbles to come up. And it's very easy to get all of this glitter down in there. It usually turns out really pretty. There's a bubble. And there's another little bubble here. So you just squeeze it till you see it pop out of there. There it goes. There we go. Let it go back down in there slowly. Now, since we filled that up, I need to put some more in there and squeeze in a little bit more. And when I do the other project, if I have any left, I'll just put some more glitter in it and finish filling him up, since it won't be cured. Okay. Which I may have enough to fill him up here now, but almost, I think. So I already got some mixed up. Let's just mix up a little bit. He's not going to need much. Hey, where's my glitter? And my spoon. Okay. Put the lid back on this so I don't spill it. Now this glitter's not going to have so much of a pink just because there wasn't any left in the cup. So we're going to put a little bit on this side. And we're going to put a little on this side and let them mix. Okay. Alright now. I got just a little bit left. I have a little tiny mold here. Let's see. Little paw prints. We can make these into pendants. So I just put that glitter right down in there. Or you can make them into magnets also. Little tiny magnets. It's always good to have some small molds, which I've ordered a bunch from Into Resin, smaller molds, pendant molds and things that I can use just for this. There we go. Clean this stick off. Alright guys, I don't see any bubbles. This resin usually degasses pretty good. And I did have it in the debubbler, so put the lid back on that. I don't want to stab myself. Alright guys, I'll see you back when it is time to do the second part of this. I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, I think these are cured enough that we can add our tattoos. They're still a little soft, so I don't want to touch them too much. I'm just going to trim up some of this excess that I don't want to have to deal with. There's no point in having all that extra. And then these numbers on these will transfer over too. So make sure if you've got numbers on temporary tattoos, cut those off. You don't want to end up with numbers on the piece, which is what I did with the blue one that I'm going to show you guys in just a minute. I've already mixed up 60 grams of resin, which is 2 ounces, because I think that's all I'm going to need. I just got these different roses that have different sayings on them, because I thought they would all kind of go together. Now, I'm going to show you something with these temporary tattoos. Easy way to apply that my sister showed me. Okay, I'm just going to stick all these down where I want them. And I'm hoping they're... Did I take the plastic off of that one, I hope? Oh, it sticks to you. I must have, because I think I see it over there. Okay. Now, my sister does nails, and she's told me, she said, for me to try paintbrushes, dip them in the water, and it controls, that one just feels a little loose, it controls the amount of water you get on here, so that you don't have all that cleanup to do. So then you just get it on the paper, and not everything else, which I thought was great. Because once this sticks, this paper should just slide right off. And I did this in the video where I made the blue one. If I hadn't had my phone crash and lose every video I had, I was able to save a few little video pieces that it did transfer and back up onto my cloud. It just didn't back up and transfer everything when I thought it had. So you'll see some of the videos that I'm going to post coming soon that will already have been demolded, and I'll do a little short clip, just have them turned over on the back of the mold. That way I can get the whole video for you guys so it doesn't look like it's missing something. Alright, now this will just slide off when they are ready. And I'm going to have to put some heat on that one because that one went down into the resin. I don't think it was ready to add these quite yet, even though it has sat all day. That one went down in it. This resin does really well, other than it cures. Takes 24 hours to completely cure up enough to where you can do anything with it. So hopefully I could fix this. If not, I've just screwed it up. So let's take a heat gun and see if we can get this to level out just a little bit. I am going to put resin over top of this, and you shouldn't be able to see it too much, I hope. But I can't guarantee. I've just got to get it to melt up. Okay. This one's still got a little spot. I believe it's going to be the best I can do. The problem is, if I am to coat these now, pushing it around is going to do the same thing as this. So we're going to let this sit up completely, and then I'll come back and do a top coat. I'll use the resin that I've mixed up for something else. So let's go ahead and, yeah, the balloon doggy's too soft. Yeah, none of it's ready. So I'll see you back when it's time to put the next coat on this. But let me show you the blue one. I did owls, and I put the sparkle in there. And this is what I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to put some sparkle. Alright guys, I'll see you back when it's time to do the next coat. I'll see you guys then. Okay guys, so this is cured. I've mixed up 60 gram or 2 ounces of resin. I'm going to put in a little bit of this Lores Expressions pigment powder. It's a Stardust. So I love how this looks. You don't want to use too much. Too much makes it where you're not going to see anything. You just want a little shimmer. So just a little bit. And get that mixed in. Scrape it off the stick here. Okay. Get that down in there. Don't want it clumpy. Alright. There we go. Now let's just put a little down in here. Get a little silicone brush here. I think this is actually, I bought this to do mud masks, but it works great for pushing resin around. And I just want a thin layer, same way we did the first layer. Just enough to seal that temporary tattoo in. Otherwise they can be sticky. You don't want your piece to remain sticky. And it doesn't take much, just a little tiny bit to cover these over and to add that little bit of a sparkle. Getting in the corners is the toughest part. There we go. Okay. Add a little more to this one. And I don't think it'll take this whole 2 ounces to do this, for it's such a thin layer that you need. Try not to get in the view of the camera. I'm just pushing it around. I didn't put it in the debubbler because I'm going to take a heat gun to it, and the heat gun will help pop the bubbles. Almost got this one done. These top two, I think, a little more difficult because they're such an odd shape with those steep corners there. Okay. Just want to make sure that I've got the whole piece covered, that there's no holes anywhere. There we go. Now this one should be easier. And I'm just going right up to the edge. I think that shimmer really makes these look so much prettier. There's a little bit of holes. I want to add more if I don't need it. Because it really doesn't, I want some space at the top. I think he does need just a little bit more down here. And that should spread itself out. Okay. I maybe used 1.5 ounces so far. Maybe not even quite that much. These will be pretty sitting on an easel sitting around, I think. Or up on a wall, just a decoration. Here we go. That one's got quite a bit more than what some of these others. I don't think it needs all that. It's going to be too thick. Okay. I'm going to wipe this off. They are all level. Now, I'm not spritzing these with alcohol because alcohol will leave a film. Well, my heat gun is wrapped around my stand, of course. Oh, Did I lose my light? Huh, came back on. Alright, I'm just going to take this and blow it around just a little bit here. It will help to pop any bubbles. I don't see any bubbles, but this will help. But you could take your torch to it too, but I just like doing something like this. The heat thins the resin down, so it helps it to spread a little better and more evenly. And that's why I like to use my heat gun. I need a better heat gun. Alright, since we've got some left, we've got our little sparkly turtle. Let's add a little color to him. Let's see. What about a little magenta? Let's resin. No, I don't want an alcohol ink. Alcohol inks fade. Let's resin doesn't fade as bad as the rest of them. What about a pigment? This peacock blue is one of my favorites. Peacock blue pigment. I don't know who makes this, and I've had it for years. I love this color. If I've got any left. 1, 2. Let's try 2 colors. Or 2 drops of that color. Isn't that pretty? That is really pretty. I think this turtle will sparkle. Now this resin does have some bubbles in it. Where is... Just trying to pop a few bubbles. I don't want it to flash cure on me, so I'm kind of mixing it around. But I don't want bubbles down in this turtle. Okay. Then, take our little dotting tool. I don't want that one. I've got a better one. That one's too big. I've got some small ones. Well, I have them someplace else. Those are all big ones. I guess we are using this one. This turtle has some little areas down in there. They do like to keep bubbles around the edges. So I do go around the edge with a dotting tool. And I just went over. So I'm going to have some cleanup on him to do. I can see that. And dig those bubbles out of his tail and around his feet. He's such a cute little turtle. And I'm just going to go down in the bottom down in there too. And just kind of poke around a little bit in case there's any down in there. Okay. Now, we've still got some left. We could do a baby balloon doggy. Probably got enough to do a large one. Sorry guys, excuse me in the morning. My allergies have killed me from laying down all night. Okay, and my cats, of course, all rotten tails. But I love them. I'm an animal sucker. Ooh, there was a big bubble coming out. Where'd that come out from? I don't see any more. Okay. Finish filling this up. And we still got some left. So let's do a baby snail. Okay, let's poke around in his antenna here. Now this baby snail, you can squeeze it, and it does really good to get the bubbles out. There comes one. Two. Squeeze the top of his head. There comes another. The big snail, and it is so difficult to get those air bubbles out of the antenna. There's the fourth one. But this little snail, he squeezes easier. He's not as stiff. And then we got a little bit left. Trying to think. Got some smaller molds, but I don't think this will fill that up. This mold needs cleaned. Let's do some hearts here. We can make these into earrings. And I do want to leave a little space behind them to put a black. Otherwise you can see the posts through these. And I don't want you to be able to see the post. Let's put one more little drop in there. Okay, and let's make him a matching pendant. And let's see if we got enough to do the stars too. Okay, might get another set. It's good to have little molds like this that you can use your extras so you don't waste them. Okay, that's it, guys. Alrighty. I'm going to let this cure up. Well, this is kind of done. But we'll come back and demold these and show this when it's completely done, and then do a photo at the end. So I'll see you guys then. Hey guys, so this is cured. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And then let's get the rest of these demolded. I'm going to move that out of my way for just a minute. You can see that I've already demolded the little turtle. And that is because I wanted the mold when I was doing another project. But there he is. Isn't he so cute? Alright, let's get these. And I've filled up with some extra from another project in those, and they're not done yet. But we do have the little pink puppy paw. And I'll probably paint some black around the paws and that little heart down in there. Let's see. I can get my black marker out without moving the camera too much. There we go. And I will have to clean up between them. It's almost impossible not to get the marker down between these little toes. This is the only thing I'm painting on these. Otherwise I would wait and do this later. One more and then we can clean it up. Now let's get us a little thing to clean that up. Okay. Now get the right end. Spritz a little alcohol. I always try to rub a little of it off. And I may not even be able to get between them very well. I think that's about the best I'm going to get. Where's my paper towel? There we go. Still looks like it needs cleaned a little more here. Let's try a little more alcohol. I like these little brushes, but once they get color on them, they're just more or less smudge it around instead of cleaning it off. There we go. That's better. I think it's the glitter that I'm seeing. And I got it off his little toe with my finger. It wasn't dry. Okay. There is that. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take some E6000 glue and take this little backing and glue that on there to make a little pendant. So I'm going to seal him first. Alright. Get this little balloon doggy. When I demold this, I always start with the tail. The tail comes out really easy. Then getting it off these ears is a little more difficult. You gotta get it flipped inside out. Here we go. And then his nose. And if I can, if it hasn't set up too much, but I think it has probably, I just take this and I'm going to go down each side and then across the belly, and I just cut that out. Same way with our little mini balloon doggy. He's a little easier usually to get out. There he is. He's cute. And you can leave that bottom piece on there if you want to. You don't have to take that out. I like this little snail because the antennas always come out so pretty with him. Cute. Little baby snail. I need some more of those molds. Alright guys, I'll see you back for the next video.